Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. Before I even start, I have to give a shout out to Mr. Lloyd Gordon, who just sent this letter all the way from Canada. I get a lot of letters. I'm not gonna lie, but and a ton of email. But I want to say every one of them is appreciated, and just to show you how cool Lloyd is, he actually included some money. He sent the money. He sent $5. Let me see. I can show you. There you go. And he wanted to make a contribution to what we're doing with the Black Wealth Boot Camp and the Black Business School. The Black Business School is the Black Wealth Boot Camp is housed in the Black Business School, so it's one of many different projects that we're working on. Because the main objective is to find ways to affordably increase financial literacy in the Black community, the ability to build wealth in the Black community, as well as the ability to build businesses in the Black community. Building wealth, building businesses, that's the key to our future. I truly, truly believe this, and this is what I'm dedicated to. Now, beyond this, I want to talk real quick about something that came up at the when I went to dinner about maybe a month ago at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's home. He doesn't live too far from me. He's a gracious man. I have so much respect for him. You guys know this. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it until I'm dead. Um, and and one of the things that came up was this issue with the police. Now, if you haven't observed, recently there have been spikes in many cities. There are spikes in killings that have occurred in Chicago, Baltimore, some other places. Homicide rates have risen up. And when you ask the police, well, what's going on? Why aren't you stopping this? Their first reaction is, well, now that y'all been doing this Black Lives Matter thing, and you guys have been scrutinizing the way we do our jobs, we're just sort of timid and scared, and we don't want to do anything that's going to get us in trouble. And so basically what I'm seeing here is a negotiation where the police are basically saying, if you don't like the way we do our job, then fine, we just won't do it. We're just going to sleep on the job, which effectively amounts to, among other things, taxation without representation for the Black community. If you remember, taxation without representation was the reason white folks went crazy a couple hundred years ago and started throwing tea off the boats in the Boston Harbor during the American Revolution. So effectively, when you look at the Black community, that's kind of what we're dealing with. Now, here's a simple version of the dynamic in terms of the responsibility of police when it comes to protecting their community and our community. A lot of things happen in our community that doesn't happen across town because police put more energy, more effort into protecting their own than they put into protecting our own, right? So that's why the drug dealer can get away with selling dope in the hood, but he can't go sell that dope in the suburbs. That's why a homicide is not going to get solved in the hood, but as soon as a white woman gets killed in the wealthy part of town, then suddenly everybody goes crazy, right? And so effectively what we're stuck with in the Black community is a situation where if we want police protection, we have to pay these white folks with our tax money to come in and brutalize anybody. The reason that people are upset with you is not because they don't want crimes to be solved. It's because you come in and you treat everybody like a criminal. You come in and you destroy the Black community by dropping all the drugs and weapons into the community in the first place. Just like you've done around the world. America's done this all over the globe. You go to Iraq and Afghanistan, that's what they do. They create chaos, and then they come in and they clean up the chaos and profit the entire time and dehumanize people the entire time, occupy territories the entire time. So the Black community, for the most part, has been a historically occupied territory. And Mr. Farrakhan's son brought up a very good point at the dinner, and I agree with that. And I've thought about it more since then. And he said, you see you see these all white police forces coming into Black neighborhoods, but you'll never see all Black police forces going into white neighborhoods. And so you have to ask yourself, why is that? Well, again, taxation without representation. We're giving the state our tax money. They're taking this money, they're hiring who they want to hire, and putting our resources to help whoever they feel is most important. And then they're sending these police officers to our neighborhoods where they do not live to occupy the territory, beat the hell out of everybody, shoot people for no reason, and basically run the Black neighborhood like it's like they're the biggest baddest gang in the community. That's what they're doing. They're acting like a pack of thugs in many cases. Doesn't mean all cops cops are bad. We know this, but it does mean that there is a culture of police brutality that effectively insinuates and explicitly states that black life matters far less than white. That killing a black man as a cop is not going to get you in as much trouble as killing a white man, especially if the white man has money. So that's kind of the premise we've been forced to live under, because black people have been denied justice for so long. So here's what I truly believe. I believe black people should have the right to have their own police forces. I believe that in black neighborhoods, the black tax base, the money that we put into the government should go toward hiring officers in our community who live right in our community, a police force that is ours, and we're not shipping in these soldiers from other places to come and occupy our territory. The cop that is working with you sees you every single day because he lives next door to you. And it's not out of the question to do. I mean, the Nation of Islam, they have the FOI and they do a great job. They're very well trained, very professional. I'm very impressed with what I see with the FOI. So why can't that happen in many neighborhoods across America? So my belief is that for black people to be able to move forward in peace and safety, to be able to get representation for our taxation, there has to be an avenue for us to have officers who don't just look like us, but who are a part of us, who are from us and represent us. Not just some guy with a black face. You see, the biggest trick on racism that they're playing on you right now is they're starting to put blackface on it. And if all you can see is the color of someone's skin, then you're going to miss the whole game. In fact, even at the highest levels, at the White House level, that's the game they're playing. They know you very, very well. They know that black people react more to symbolism than actual substance and policy. And so they play that game, play us like fiddles on this stuff. So bottom line, point blank, no taxation without representation. African Americans, we pay into this tax system. Whites take that money. They apply it how they want to apply it. They hire who they want to hire. They occupy our territory with this big, broad police force that supposedly controls the whole city. And then what happens is they give the best service to the rich people in the north side of Chicago, for example. And when you get to the south side and the west side, we get the shoddy service. And then they come back and they tell you, well, you got mad because we shot Tyrone, even though Tyrone was a straight A student and hadn't committed a crime. So since you're going to get mad if we come in and shoot down your babies, then we're not going to do our job at all. So my argument is that if they can't do the damn job, somebody else should be allowed to do it. So that's my point. That's all I really want to share with you. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. Please take care. God bless. I am gone. Peace.